Hey y'all, today I'm coming with a different type of video. This is a DIY burlap wreath, so let's get started. Of course, you will need the burlap, and then you will need your wreath. For this tutorial, I am using a 16-inch, but you can use whatever size you like that will look best on your door. And then you will need some accessories if you would like to decorate your wreath. So let's get started. You're going to start on the innermost ring, and you will feed the burlap through the bottom of that ring. Some people like to use wire here to secure the burlap. I simply just tie the burlap to the wreath. I've done this before, and the wreath that I previously had on my door lasted more than a year, so it secured it just fine. So just make sure it is tight and secure on there. All right. There you go. So it's secured on your wire wreath. So next you're going to start feeding the burlap throughout the holes that you see in the wreath. You will again start at the innermost ring, so the ring at the very bottom. You will tuck the burlap in between that ring. Whatever size you want to leave out of your burlap, I'm leaving about 2 inches out. You want to make sure you maintain that size throughout your entire wreath so that it is uniform. And you will basically repeat that process through each of the 3 openings. So simply just stick the burlap through and then repeat in the middle ring and the upper ring. Next, you will see the wreath is now turned around. You will then twist the burlap 2 or 3 times, just depending on what you prefer. I twist it 3 times here. And just try to keep it as straight and untangled as possible to make it easier for you. So next, we will now start at the top. So the top ring, you will now feed the burlap through that ring, and we are still working in that same section. We have not moved on to the other section. So you will feed the burlap through the top ring, again leaving the same amount of burlap out. Again, mine is 2 inches that I'm leaving out, and then you will then feed it through the middle ring, and again the innermost ring. You will feed the burlap wreath. So you can already see how it's coming together. If you want the wreath to be bigger, then you would then have to stuff a little more burlap into each section, but doing it twice per section is fine for me. And again, 1, 2, 3 twists. So you would just twist the burlap 3 times, and then now you can move on to your other section. So this time you will start at the bottom, and you will just complete this same process over and over again. So when you first begin your wreath, you start at the bottom, work your way up, do your 3 twists, start from the top, work your way to the bottom, do 3 twists, start your way from the bottom, back up to the top, and so on and so forth throughout the entire length of the ring until you are complete. Again, if you want this to be bigger, leave out more of the fabric here instead of the 2 inches that I'm using. And also you can squeeze a little bit more in between those rings if you want it to be really big and really full. All right, so this process will just continue the entire circumference of the ring. Okay, so for my burlap, I bought it from a local fabric store, and it came on a large spool. With that spool, I then cut all of that fabric into 6-inch pieces. So each of the pieces you see me grabbing and using 6 yards in length and 6 inches in width. You can also purchase the burlap in ribbon that's about 4 to 6 inches. It may take a little bit more because usually those are not 6 yards, but that worked fine for me doing it that way for this wreath in particular. Alright, now you can see I'm at the end. All I did was I clipped 2 slits with my scissors and tied a knot. Next, I'm just going to trim off some of the frayed ends that, of course, if anybody has worked with burlap, it frays. So I'm just going to clip all of that off to clean up my wreath. Alright, and with that, you can be all done right at this point if you would like. I am going to add a little decor and accessories to my wreath. So here I'm going to use some foam paper. I got this from Hobby Lobby along with everything else for my wreath and the accessories that I got. So because I like to switch out the accessories on my wreath but keep the wreath through multiple seasons, I'm going to use this foam paper as my backdrop per se to glue my accessories to the backdrop, and therefore I'm able to put this on, and then when the fall goes and I want to switch out, I'm able to just take this off instead of gluing it directly to the wreath itself. Of course, if you're only going to use this for one season, feel free to glue your accessories directly onto your wreath. So here you can see me, I'm just taking the leaves and the fall accessories that I bought, and I'm using my hot glue gun and gluing it directly to that foam paper that I purchased. So just some leaves, a little pumpkin, an acorn, just to, of course, jazz up your wreath a little bit if you don't want to leave it plain. All right, and that's it. And that's how it would look on your wreath. If you decided, you can put it wherever you may like. And I will secure it to the wreath using some safety pins. These will be all hidden in the back, so nobody will ever know you have it secured with safety pins. But it gives you that option that if you wanted to remove it and place something else when the winter or the springtime comes around, you have that freedom to do so without making it an entirely new wreath. Here I used 4 safety pins just to be sure that it was secure enough that if we did get a windy day, it would not blow everything off of my wreath. So just use as many as you need to hold it there securely. Alright, and that is it. Simple as that. This wreath really does not take that long, so if you have all your supplies and a spare 20-30 minutes, you can do this project fairly quickly and easily and have some really great decor for your own front door, or you can of course make these if you want to give them out for Christmas gifts or other holiday gifts to your friends and neighbors. But I really do love it, and it makes a great addition to my front door. Here's the finished product of that particular wreath. And then I also made another one that I just put the ribbon on and the letter B for our last name. The ribbon again is on with a safety pin, so you can take it on and take it back off. And that's it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments below. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Peace.